Dugway is? Oh my God.
I'd heard of it. Dugway Proving Grounds or something?
Yeah, Dugway Proving Grounds in the middle of Utah. Can I tell you how big it is? It's bigger than the state of Rhode Island.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so, and listen, they came out and said it. In fact, it's in the documentary Anthrax Wars. They weaponized anthrax there. For some reason, there's nobody in the audience like me to raise the question, what are you doing weaponizing anything? They just kind of boom, I mean, that's what we do.
We got time for like 2 more questions.
Yeah.
With respect to 9/11, is it worthwhile naming other names like Jerome Howard?
Well, you know, Sandra, of course, and he's our Jerome Howard fellow. I love Sandra, I adore him, okay? But I'm also a very plain speaker, and I didn't particularly like his interview with Jerome Howard. I'm sorry, Sandra, I didn't like it that much.
Tell us why.
Well, I'll tell you why. Because you were unnecessarily confronted with the guy. I mean, I just wouldn't have done it that way. And you were, of course, assuming a whole lot of things. I never do that. I don't do that going into the thing. You know why? You know why? Because you don't know. You don't know. Now you have enough awareness, and you have background, and you're not going to be lied to. That's important, okay? If he lies to you, boom, you're all over that shit, okay? But the way you engage in a conversation with somebody is you don't get into any of that confrontation until the lie, okay? And the lies sometimes don't happen so fast. I mean, let's not do Jerome Howard right this very moment. Let's not do Jerome Howard right this very moment. I mean, is Jerome Howard involved in anthrax attacks? I'm not persuaded of that. Okay, is he associated with advising the White House to go on Cipro? He denies it. You know, Sandra insisted upon it. How strong is the evidence to that effect? Up in the air. Does the fact that Cipro was advised necessarily prove anything? Arguably not. You know, go ahead.
Along with the anthrax, and there's another speaker that's going to speak later because I have other information, is my concern about HARP also. Because while Katrina was going on, and I was watching it in the middle of the night, where the guy on the Weather Channel said, I've never seen a hurricane twirl around and then go up and change direction like that. Then people like Nick Bagage and a lot of people from Alaska have come out and has done great work, just like the anthrax, just like this, and we can see it. Now, while Katrina was going, Kay Bailey Hutchison had put into the Senate that we need to have weather wars along with the anthrax.
Weather wars?
Weather wars through HARP. What
Okay.
just happened in Pakistan right now is an example, because when you're talking about germs, okay, they're saying that there's over 1 million people that are dead. Anything, and they said any of this could travel on a plane within 24 hours. So going back to what you're saying.
Right now in the flood zone of Pakistan?
That's right.
I haven't heard that.
Well, you know, just like.
Screw you, Lenny. Lenny's always on me, man.
All right, we gotta keep it moving. Why don't you respond to that and then go?
Well, let me respond, and I'll do it by way of conclusion, if you don't mind.
They're all interrelated. They're not just 1, 2, 3. If you pay attention and you watch and you know who's the reliable sources, you start, and then afterwards, about 2 or 3 months later, it comes out in regular newspapers.
Now, let me make the general point, please. The HARP weapon system, I haven't investigated. I don't disbelieve it. It's perfectly reasonable. I mean, another thing that's, of course, much more central, in fact, very arguably figures into the whole 9/11 strategy, right, is the debate that's going on right at the point of 9/11 with regard to the whole space weapons capability, right? And you've got very determined people to take over space, even though the rest of the world is completely against it. I mean, they're completely against it. They want the space treaty. The United States is basically the only impediment, because we are absolutely determined to totally dominate space. And you understand, I mean, you could pick up I mean, it's worse than pornography, isn't it? You pick up something like, what's it called, Popular Mechanics. And they've got this, wonderful Star Wars kind of exciting with the colors and the lights and everything like that. And what is it? They're basically advertising, for the military-industrial. These are laser machines, right? That they want to sort of orbit in space, okay? And the capability they want is this: we can hit you no matter where you are, pinpoint at a moment's notice. That's where we want to get. Okay. Now what's the overall conclusion? The overall conclusion is, and 9/11 has to, we have to use 9/11 to inform us of this. It's more than we can deal with. I'm sorry, it's more than we can deal with. We have allowed this military-industrial complex that Eisenhower warned us about in, to be exact, 1961, to metastasize. Do you understand? We have done nothing about that warning. Okay, and remember what he said, general, 5-star general that he was. This is unwarranted influence. Now, he didn't go so far, but what is the unwarranted influence he's talking about? He is talking about, if you will, killing people for profit and power. That's what he's talking about. That's the nature of the interest. That's the nature of the interest. It's the one that we need to very much more identify.